The flaming chalice is the symbol of Unitarian Universalism. We light a chalice to signify that we're entering sacred space. These chalice lighting words are by Gary E. Smith. We light the chalice in honor of all those who have served in our ministry. May the chalice be to us a symbol of the sharing of faith and hope which they have brought. May the flame remind us of the giving of their lives and love upon the altar of service and truth. I now invite you to rise your spirit for our opening hymn, May I Be Empty. Please remain standing for our congregational covenant.
Good morning. Ooh, this is loud this morning. I love that for myself. Okay, so, good morning. This is a new hymn, so I'm going to demonstrate it. It's very easy, so you'll catch on quickly. The only thing that I'll note is that in the later verses, the words change just at the very end to the dark or to receive the love. So you'll see what I mean shortly. Okay, ready? It goes like this. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. Try with me. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. Do it again. May I be empty and open to receive the light. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the light. May I be full and open to receive. This next one goes to receive the dark. May I be empty and open to receive the dark. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the dark. May I be full and open to receive. Then we do it again. May I be empty and open to receive the dark. May I be full and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the dark. May I be full and open to receive. May I be empty and open to receive the love. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the love. May I be full and open to receive. One more time. May I be empty and open to receive the love. May I be empty and open to receive. May I be full and open to receive the love. May I be full and open to receive. Well done.
In Unitarian Universalism, covenants are the agreements we make for who we want to be as a people. Please join with me in reading our congregational covenant. As a free congregation, we promise to one another our mutual trust and support. To create beloved community, we promise to be kinder to each other than we have to be, to listen fully to one another with an open mind and heart, to speak responsibly and respectfully, and to find ways to improve our church for all members and friends. Please be seated.
Good morning. Good morning. How wonderful it is to see all of you this Sunday before Thanksgiving, this very special Sunday called Bread Communion. Today I have a story for us that if you grew up Christian or Jewish, you will know this story very well, although I will be embellishing it a bit because that's just what I do. Jonah and the whale. So once upon a time, a very, very, very long time ago in a land called Israel, there was a man named Jonah. And Jonah was a good person. He was a loved person. And that's how God chose him to deliver a very special message. So God went to Jonah and said to Jonah, Jonah, you're a good person. You're a kind person. And I have a job for you. You are going to go to Nineveh and tell the people there who are being very, very wicked that if they don't stop being wicked, well, they better stop being wicked. Jonah did not want to go. He didn't like Nineveh. They were really wicked. He didn't want to go there. He also didn't like them because they weren't of his kind. They weren't his kind of people. So why should he care that they were being wicked? So he decided that he wasn't going to do it. He decided to run away. So he took off, and he ran, and he went all the way to the shore. He went to a harbor, and he jumped onto a boat that was bent to go to Tarshish. Because he thought, no, God's not going to find me in Tarshish. Ha! Anyways, he gets on the boat, and as the boat pulls out to sea, this massive wind whips up, and the waves become higher and higher, and they're whipping the boat back and forth, and it looks like no one is going to make it. They are going to capsize and drown. And the sailors of the ship say to each other, someone here made God angry. Someone on this boat. And that is why we are in this terrible, terrible storm. And Jonah's thinking to himself, oh my, it's me. So he, being the good person that he wants to be, he says, all right, it's me. It's me. God told me to do something. I'm trying to run away from God, and clearly this is not working. I do not want you to drown. So would you just please throw me overboard? And then the seas hopefully will calm and you'll all be okay. Sailors don't want to do it. They like Jonah. They think he's a nice person. But he insists, no, you must throw me overboard or you will die. So that's what they do. They throw him overboard. And Jonah thinks this is his end. I guess that's one way to avoid going to Nineveh. That's not what happens. Instead, a big whale comes, opens its wide mouth and swallows him, and he goes all the way down into that whale's belly. What do you think it's like in a whale's belly? It's slimy. It's stinky. He may have acid reflux. And it's a nasty, nasty place to be. And that's when it starts to sink into him. You know, I've been running. I can't do this. And he enters into this state of prayer. Now, I know as Unitarian Universalists, we have different words that we use for that centering. But we do have a practice of centering, right? Where we go into ourselves and we ground ourselves. And for Jonah, he grounded himself in his God by praying to his God. He repented. Sorry I ran from you. Shouldn't have done it. I will go to Nineveh. If I make it through this, I will go to Nineveh. And he stayed in this centering place for 3 days and 3 nights. And finally, the whale got close to shore, opened its wide mouth, and spat him out onto the beach. So there he is, not in the best shape, not smelling the greatest, but he knew that he had to live up to his promise now. He had promised that he would, in fact, go to Nineveh, no matter what he felt about those people. He was going to go. He figured they probably weren't going to listen, and then they were probably going to be destroyed. And he actually kind of didn't mind that. He didn't like Nineveh. So there he goes. He trudges, gets to Nineveh and says, hey, y'all, I'm here from God. And God said, if you don't stop being wicked, you're not going to exist for much longer. So, you've got some time, but figure it out. You've got to stop being wicked. And then he expects all hell to break loose, and he expects God to come in and destroy them, because he doesn't think for a moment that they're going to listen. But they do. They listen. And they stop being arrogant. They stop being cruel. They stop being prideful. And they start being not wicked. Well, Jonah's like, well, I guess I'm not going to get to see this place get destroyed. Whew. And then God comes to him and he says, listen, they're all my people. Everyone's my people. Everyone deserves forgiveness. Everyone deserves love. So go back into your prayerful place and be joyful and recognize that just as you deserve love and forgiveness, so do these people. And I think he listened. And that's the end of the story.
Dear sisters and brothers, at the Hungarian Unitarian Church, we are in the year of mission. Let us seek our place in God's created world in our communities. We ask questions. Where do I need to be? Am I where I need to be? Then why is it so difficult? Why is that shoe so tight? If everything is on track, shouldn't everything be running smoothly? I invite you to think together. Our thinking together is helped by Jonah, in his clumsy, fragmentary way. Perhaps that is why I love Jonah, because he is so human, storming the sky with the same weaknesses, doubts, questions, and anger that we do in our daily struggles. The book of Jonah occupies a special place in prophetic literature, not consisting of prophetic statements, but rather the story of a simple man who grew up to be a prophet. The story is briefly as follows. Thus said the Lord to Jonah, "Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and preach to it that it may turn from evil." Jonah set out, but not to Nineveh, but to Tarshish. He boarded a ship. A storm broke out at sea. The sailors found out that the storm was because of Jonah, so they threw him into the sea. God sent a huge fish that swallowed Jonah. Jonah prayed in the fish's stomach. He realized that he could not hide from God and promised that if he was freed from there, he would do what God had entrusted to him. The big fish spat Jonah out onto the shore, where God spoke to him again and sent him to Nineveh to tell the city's inhabitants that if they did not turn to a good path, he would destroy the city in 40 days. Jonah went to Nineveh and delivered God's message. The city's inhabitants understood, proclaimed a fast, and tried to change their bad habits. Jonah went up the mountain satisfied because he believed that God would destroy the city and that he would be right. That was the most important. He lay down in the shade of a green plant and fell asleep. When he woke up, he saw that the plant had withered above his head, and the city was not destroyed either. He became angry. He was angry with God. He called him to account, but God said that all anger was unnecessary because what was important to him was that the people turned to a good path, not that the judgment that Jonah had predicted would happen. So, Jonah is given a task. He must proclaim God's judgment to the sinful city. He is not up to the task. He does not like this universality. As it turns out, not because he doubts his prophetic abilities or is afraid of the people's reaction, but because he regrets the possibility of conversion and salvation from the people of Nineveh. Why? He feels that he has nothing to do with these people and should not have anything to do with them, since they are not even Jews. They are pagans, sinners. He really does not understand why God is sending him there. If we were to draw Jonah, a caricature would probably capture his most inner traits. The grotesque depiction of the events is also intended to bring the reader or listener as close as possible to this man. He should say in his defense that despite his weakness, he has a living, lively relationship with God, because he is able to hear the call, but resists. He prays and accepts. Finally, he gets angry because the fate of Nineveh does not turn out according to his expectations. His behavior is childish. He thinks that if he flees to Tarshish, he can step out of the domain of his God. He may be offline. And then, at the end of the story, like a grumpy little child, he takes out all his anger and frustration on God, just because Nineveh was saved. How human, right? Just like us. The most beautiful part of Jonah's story is the prayer he says in the belly of the fish, in the depths, which are not only physical depths, but also spiritual immersion. He must realize that God's all-encompassing providence is not bound by geographical boundaries, not by depths and height. When he's about to end his life, he experiences God's mercy. Thus, Jonah becomes a symbol of the human experience according to which God allows man to fall into the abyss, to despair, even to come close to death. But he is the one who raises him from there. And at the bottom of this abyss, there is the realization that God embraces the whole world without prejudice, with his love and providence. My dear brothers and sisters, I believe we can learn a great deal from this story. Jonah's exaggerated human traits highlight our occasional ingratitude, selfishness, and childish behavior. During Bible Week, when I asked the children about the message of the story, I received a unanimous answer that you cannot hide from God, and you must take on the task. One of the important experiences of my childhood was that you cannot hide from God behind a door, under a table, in Tarshish, or in the belly of a big fish. For me, the deepest message of the story is that the power of prayer can lift you out of the deepest depths, from the greatest despair and sadness. Can you believe Jonah is singing a song of gratitude to God in the belly of the fish? And this teaches me that I can rise from the pits of my life on the ladder of prayer. In the difficult and hopeless moments of my life, I pulled out the pebble of prayer as a precious reserve, and when I could do nothing else, I could always hold it between my two hands. Our human mission is to constantly examine God's will and to ask ourselves the questions from time to time. Is my goal God's goal, or am I just pretending to be it? If we ever realize that our goodwill and kind words are limited to certain groups, if they only serve our own satisfaction and success, then we are already on the wrong path. Recognizing this requires humility. And life teaches us humility every time we experience that we are God's instrument. We can all be prophets, teachers, healers, comforters. And yes, it is worth getting angry, rebelling, and holding ourselves accountable. But it is worth seeing and accepting that God's great love, like sunlight, shines on all of us equally. It is worth being grateful, accepting life as a precious gift, and living it to its fullest by taking on our mission. Amen.
Let us rise in body or spirit for our meditative hymn, Woyaya.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Woyaya, 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 woyaya. We are going, heaven knows where we are going, but we know within, and we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there, but we know we will. Woyaya, 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 ya, ya, woyaya, ya, ya, woyaya, ya, ya, woyaya, ya, ya, ya.
Please be seated. When you put love at the center of your life, it means that you're in for an adventure. When God approached Jonah to go to Nineveh, Jonah tried to run away because he didn't want that kind of adventure in his life, and he didn't want to love in that way. But it was love that got him back on track. And you can see this in two parts of the story. First is when he is on the boat, and the winds are whipping the waves over the boat, and he has deep care and concern for the sailors who should not die because of his refusal to do what his God asked him to do. And so from that place of love, he invites them to throw him overboard. And they do. And the wind stills. And then comes the whale, and it takes him deep into its belly, and while he is in that whale, for 3 days and 3 nights, he goes into that deep internal searching that some call prayer. And he knew that he needed to go to Nineveh. and he asked forgiveness and promised to do it. And then he went to Nineveh expecting the worst to happen, that they would refuse to hear the message God had sent him with and that he would witness their destruction. But that's not what happened either. The people welcomed God's message and they stopped being wicked and they saw this message as a gift that helped them get back on track, that helped them get back to love at the center. And my question for us today is, where is our Nineveh? Let's look at Nineveh as a representation of the places love is calling us that we don't want to go, the places that we don't want to see the inherent worthiness and dignity of every person, the places we don't want to find love. Think about some situation in your life. It could be your family or your community or our country, where it is easy to find people that we think may not be deserving of that love. Those places where things aren't right. And you know that you should do something about it, that you individually should do something about it, that we collectively should do something about it, but our anger and our fear and our judgment holds us back. Where is that Nineveh for you? And what gift are you called to carry to that place? Today is our annual bread communion, when we invite ourselves to bring baking or bread that is meaningful to us. During this communion, we come to the front, we share briefly why this is special for us, and we offer it as a gift to this beloved community. So this morning, I want us to imagine that our baking, what we have brought, and if you didn't bring that, imagine what you would have brought. That our baking is like Jonah's message to Nineveh. There's something that you are holding that you can do to bring new life and hope to places that you may have written off, places that are troubled. And it could be a relationship, it could be a situation in your private life or your public life where love is calling you into its center. And when you come forward, imagining that you're offering your message, your gift, let us take a few moments of silence to imagine the gift that we are being called to offer. Our communion table, just as that love at the center, just as God, as Jonah's God, our communion tables are always open and ready to receive. You do not need to be a member to participate, or even a Unitarian Universalist, because you are worthy of love and forgiveness and respect. If you have brought baking with you, this is how we do it. We go section by section, row by row, and we will start with the balcony. And you'll come forward down this aisle. You will share your name and very briefly why this bread is so special to you. And then we will take that bread, you will take it through to the kitchen where someone will be waiting to take it from you. You can label it, especially with any allergens, because we don't want anybody, to become ill for our communion. And then you'll be able to come back around into the back and take your seats. And we'll start with this section, then we'll move to you and you and you. So when you get to the front, I'll be holding a microphone for you. Say your name and share briefly why your baking is special. And if it's cut up, leave a piece on that table and then go back to your seat. And after the service, we will feast, which you may have already started from the first service's bread communion. Now, if you have mobility issues, we will start with you. I'll invite you to raise your hand, and a microphone will be brought to you, and a greeter will take your baking to the kitchen, and then I will call the rest of us forward. So let us begin our bread communion. If you would like, we're coming forward this way. But that's okay, we'll do it this way for this time. Actually, we are waiting for people to raise their hands first. Okay. All right, we're going to go clockwise this time. We're going to change our tradition, that's just fine. Now, does anyone want the microphone to be brought to you? All right, we'll begin. Okay, let me.
Good morning. I'm Rebecca Shooter. Been here for a long time. I brought Project this morning to celebrate my husband. I don't say it right. The first time that I brought this bread was 35 years ago to celebrate our upcoming marriage. So I became a Polak, kind of, and I still can't say the word right, but it's Project.
I'm going to hold the mic.
Hi, I'm Kathy Converse. I'm directionally challenged, apparently. My family didn't have a bread tradition when I was growing up, so I started my own when my kids were little, and this is their favorite, banana chocolate chip bread.
Thank you. You can go that way, yes.
Good morning. I'm Trina Marlowe, a child of this church, and today I am bringing a whole grain bread, and I did not have time to bake, so you'll enjoy it from the Great Harvest Company.
Hi, good morning. I'm Jordy Prats, and my tradition began just a few weeks ago. I have been visiting Jean Hutchins, who is in hospice at the VA, and one of our weekly traditions now is to enjoy a orange scone from Breadco, and so I hope you enjoy it as well. I told him we were celebrating this morning. I was with him a few minutes ago, and he said to let you know that he was blessing this for all of you.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, I'm Cora and this is Krista. We're new here and we think this is a really cool way to be part of what you're doing. And I did not bake this, but it's from, it's Italian bread, and we went to Europe this summer, so it represents us in that way. We love traveling.
Thank you. Would you come from this section, please, if you have bread to share? And then this section, you can go around and line up behind them. So you can go this way and around.
Hi, I'm Elisa Voss, and this morning I brought a whole grain rye bread, which I grew up eating. It's from my parents' native Germany. Roggenbrot is what it was called. And today I'm serving it. It's bred with some honey, wild forest honey from Germany that's mixed with plant-based butter, because that's how I roll.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Xander. I originally had lemon bread, but it kind of fell down, so we had to cut up some raspberry lemon muffins, so I brought that.
Thank you.
I'm Kate. This is my mom, Robin. That's Kaylee. And we bring this bread every year. It's challah bread, but it's pretty important to her family, our family. Just we've always brought it.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Liz Sondhaus. I'm a new member here. I brought with me cranberry nut bread, which is gluten-free. It's important to me because my mom and I started making it in 1970 when I was not even in high school yet. And then when she and I both developed celiac disease, at different points we found we could make it gluten-free and it was just as good. So here it is.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Daniel Kinniston. Every summer when my daughter was young, the bananas would go bad, so chocolate banana bread every summer.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ann Lemon, and I do have a long tradition of making bread. Well, I don't personally, my grandmother. I have fond memories of my grandmother making bread. And it's on my bucket list to learn how to make her bread. I haven't done it yet. So I brought pumpkin bread because I love pumpkin bread.
I'm Samantha Rossi, and my daughter is actually the bread baker in the family, and the first bread she ever made was challah. She's 19, she's in college in Sweden, and so this is my way of bringing her here with us as I made her challah bread today. My first time making challah, even though I've eaten hers a lot.
Bob Becker, got some sourdough from this morning. The nice thing about sourdough, I had to start it 2 days ago with the starter mix. I like the fact that it just has 3 ingredients. It has flour, salt, and water. The yeast kind of perpetuates itself. And I also like the fact that I have to use a Dutch oven to make it, so real simple.
Mm-hmm. Would people from this side, you are also welcome to come if you have bread to share, to line up and come down this aisle.
Hi, Marcia Fleming, Sarah's mom. I made a cheesy jalapeno cornbread casserole. You've probably seen it on the Reels or Instagram or whatever, but I'm pretty sure my Aunt Mary Lou made it first and the best.
Hi, Maria Poston. I have traditional white bread here. I made 2 loaves yesterday, and the other loaf lasts like 45 minutes in our house. Because we have it with sandwiches and soup, so we just love it.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jim Lyon. I brought molasses bread. I started making it because none of the ingredients require refrigeration, but over time it's become symbolic of many wonderful summers spent out west.
Hi, I'm Becky Jansky, still the green tag. This is Alvin bread, and I get fresh bread every 3 days. My husband makes it, so this is, you'll have to sniff. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Peyton Woldridge, and this is Abigail Woldridge, my little sister. We made honey white bread. This bread is special because 1, we made it together as a family, and 2, this day is special to us in general because our first ever service was bread service. So we always try to bring something.
I'm the one responsible for finding the recipe.
All right, thank you.
I'm Bonnie Gare, and this is Tom Gare, and we have made cinnamon rolls for the fact that Tom had a neighbor that would always make them, and she would call him, and he would run over to her house even before he put his shoes on in the dead of winter for cinnamon rolls. Mrs. Lazinski.
Hello, I'm Caroline Day, and I'm bringing the bread that we brought most times we've come since 2007, and it's a honey wheat bread.
Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Miriam Colligeman, and I am lucky that my husband is the cook in the house. And lately, he has been interested in making bread, and so this is one of those no-knead Dutch oven breads that we love.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Stauber, also a child of Eliot Chapel, and have grown up loving bread service and coming with many traditional breads over the years. However, this year, I decided to just bake what my heart called me to bring, and there's some focaccias here that my kids like, so I baked enough for them to also. And also, I decided to go with something gluten-free, so I brought idlis. Anybody know what idlis are? It's a soft-steamed South Indian rice cake made from fermented batter of rice and urad dal, and it goes well with a coconut chutney. They're very plain on their own, but they're a good venue for chutney.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Lynn Murphy. I love this service. I love the bread service. Each year I alternate what bread I bring. This year I'm honoring the German side of my family. I remember my grandmother and my mother both singing a little kid's German song, Little Nursery. And I'm also honoring Irma Voss, who recently died. And it starts off, Fuchs, du hast die Gans gestohlen, gib sie wieder her. Fox, you've stolen. Goose, give it back, give it here. And so it was so cute, and I thought in honor of Irma and my German side of the family, I wanted to bring some rye bread. I don't bake. This is courtesy of Deergers. Thank you.
Thank you. How beautiful it is to see you all coming forward with your gift and sharing your story. And now it is time to ask for one more gift from you. For several decades, Eliot Chapel has helped to support the bread program for our partner church, Nirad Saint-Martin. Romania does not have the same social safety net that we do. And this program ensures that every senior receives a loaf of bread every week. This is a very important program that has strengthened the community and ensured that no one is hungry. Our support purchases the ingredients, and the bread is made by local bakers, so the whole community benefits. I ask you to be as generous as you can. We don't split this collection. It all goes to the bread program. So let us be a generous people. Before we dedicate our offering, just a note that you can support the bread communion and this partner church collection throughout the week with the QR code on the screen, or you can go to our website, the giving page. We will be collecting this all week. So now, please join me in dedicating all the gifts before us to the work of the church, which is weaving a tapestry and love and action. We dedicate our lives, and these are offerings. Thank you. Now I'll invite Reverend Shandor to close our service for us.
Dear brothers and sisters, let silence find us, and let us pray. Our provident God, our loving good Father, we stand side by side now, confessing our faith and trust, and we seek words and thoughts that honestly express everything that lives in our souls and minds. This is a blessed occasion. Overcoming geographical distances, we stand side by side and re-examine ourselves in the light of new acquaintances and new knowledge. Great is your name in all the earth, on the seas here and beyond. How wonderful are your works and deeds in every corner of the world. That so much variety, so much difference is all contained in the loving embrace of your providence. When we think of how many different languages are used to praise you in the great world, how many different names are used by lips that cry out in a prayer throughout the globe, we may feel small and insignificant. However, if we find in our faith the certainty that all this diversity and richness is an opportunity given for the edification of our souls, then we will look at each other with grateful feelings in these moments. This diverse tree of life of our religious tradition is yet another confirmation that our Unitarian heritage provides a variable, community-building faith in every situation and represents the world-saving power and role of love in the bosom of different countries and nations. Give us all a pure, sincerely curious soul, so that we can approach each other as brothers and sisters. Even if we do not fully know each other's language, customs, and perceptions, grant us to understand each other in the language of love. And let us experience that an act of love is equally understandable and valuable in every part of the world. We ask that you do not allow us to focus only on differences and otherness, but that beyond these we find what unites us, what makes us all one. May this blessed encounter become an opportunity for us to draw closer to each other according to the law of love. May we find strength in each other to build our churches and communities. And thus, may we be a support for each other on both an individual and community level. May our God bless this meeting, our moments, minutes, days spent together, and grant that we may all be enriched in spirit from it. May you, dear God, be the guardian of hosts and guests, so that every moment of our meeting may be a lifelong memory and experience with your blessing. Amen.
Before we sing our final hymn, I just want to remind everyone we have one service next Sunday at 10 a.m. only. Also, you're invited to the chili supper tonight at 6 o'clock, an all-church supper. And then next week, their final evening with us, we will be having a pizza party back here on Sunday evening at 6 o'clock. So I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 6, Just as Long as I Have Breath.
Just as long as I
Please join me in extinguishing our chalice and then sharing our benediction. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now, may the Spirit of life hold you, may love bless you, and may joy find a place in your days. Love to you all. Go in peace.